Libra, welcome to your mid-November 2022 general love reading. This is your girl, Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. I just want to take a moment to say thank you guys for your love and support of myself and the channel. I know I'm a little late getting these videos out. It's been a busy time of the month for me. I am planning some family members, friends coming over for the holidays, and it's been a lot. So I just want to say thank you for your love, understanding, and support during these times when it's been a bit busy for me, so thank you. Anyway, let's jump right on into it. This is a general love reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Libra. This is a general reading, not a personal one-on-one reading, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else who needs to hear that message. Hi, Cross Watchers, you're very welcome here if you're interested in a Libra. Who wouldn't be? I'd like to remind Libra and Cross Watchers that energy is fluid, and this simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You're more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation at best. All right, Libra, let's see what's going on in your love life from now till the end of November. And with this reading, I am picking up on an energy that is in or around your energetic field of someone that has romantic feelings or intentions towards you right now in this moment. Whether you are single or you're taken, whether this is a crush or something so much more. Let's see who this energy is that's coming through and why they're coming in for you guys for your mid-November love reading. So, what is the energy around Libra in love and romance? What does Libra need to know about their love lives at this time? Ooh, Libra, you got soulmate here. Wow. And it says, your soulmate loves, accepts, and respects you unconditionally. So I'm seeing the letter M that's sticking out to me right now within this card here. So first, middle, last initial, as in Max, as in Michelle, can mean something to someone. Does not have to be the case, but yeah, Libra, I do feel there's someone around you that is a soulmate energy. I also feel, though, that there's manifesting here, like manifesting a soulmate, manifesting a love that is going to be everything you want and need in your life, that will fulfill your expectations, that will give and receive equally, that you feel like has been lacking in your life in some way. I wonder with this soulmate card, for those of you who know I'm talking about, as I'm saying these words, it's coming up. There's someone who has been awakening at a different pace than you have been. And it's been taking some time. It's been taking patience. But there's something about the end of November, Libra, that someone's coming to full awareness of who you are in their life, what this is meant to happen. And I feel a deepening here, a deepening of a bond, a deepening of a connection. And it's going to feel more real now than it ever has before. And it's been a journey for sure between the two of you. And it's been a long one from what I'm hearing. Whether this has been for more than 6 months, maybe even a couple years between the two of you. But there is a contract between the two of you here that is meant to be fulfilled. And I think someone's coming to the full awareness of understanding of you, Libra, and what they want in their life with you. So let's get further into this. Tell me more about this energy surrounding Libra. What does this energy, this person want to say to Libra that they haven't told Libra? Oh my goodness, I am terrified of this intense connection. You know, it's kind of similar to Cancer's energy that I was picking up on. So if you're dealing with the Cancer, if you have Cancer strongly in your chart, I suggest checking out the Cancer reading to see if there's messages for you there. So yeah, it is scary to someone how deeply they're feeling for you, how much they can't control their feelings for you. This is someone who's usually grounded, who is usually reasonable, logical, but feelings and emotions aren't very logical. They aren't something you can always put an answer to, a reason to. And I think for a lot of you guys, they weren't really prepared for this, prepared for the feelings that would develop for you, prepared for the intensity that this would get between the two of you, because it is definitely intense here. I'm almost feeling Scorpio energy for some of you guys. But yeah, I think that there is an awareness here, Libra, of the profoundness of what you two have, of how much deeper it's getting and how much more real it's getting for this person. And although it's scaring them, I feel like the fear around it is nothing new, but I think this is the turning point of whether they're going to still hold on to that fear or if they're going to let it go to experience this fully with you, Libra, which is something I feel you've been waiting a long time for. I'm seeing a knitted cardigan or sweater that you may have worn last time you saw them, or they may have worn when you saw them last. Maybe that's someone's go-to cardigan, sweater, knit type of thing for fall, winter energy for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. But let's dive right on into it. Yeah, the Eight of Cups, Pisces energy here, and the feelings. Man, yeah, this is something that they feel like they have to start detaching from, because there's a sense of this getting too deep, getting too real. Or maybe, Libra, this is how they feel about you because it's been taking time. It's been testing your patience. You've been slowly starting to emotionally disconnect from it because with that patience, with that time, maybe you still aren't seeing the improving that you've been wanting to see from this situation. You haven't been seeing it come out of this plateau that you've been in with this person for a long time. And it's actually making them nervous if they do sense your emotional disconnection here. Yeah. And what they think is the Ace of Swords in reverse. There's still something they're not getting. There's still something they don't want to realize, they don't want to know. This is big fear of emotional vulnerability, big fear of emotional intensity. And it's something that they can't make sense of with the Ace of Swords in reverse. And that's what's been really tripping them up, Libra, honestly. Wow. I'm going to get all the cards out first, and then we'll do a huge deep dive into this. But you have two aces here. So for me, that can mean that your birthday is October 1st, October 11th, maybe September 21st for some of you guys. But this is all very, very new for them. That's what also aces can kind of indicate within this. Yeah. There we go. Ten of Pentacles, and what they don't like about the connection, they're afraid of commitment. They're afraid of putting it all out there for something to not succeed, for something to fail. That's the reason why they've been holding themselves back and haven't been moving forward in this. Wow. Yeah. All right, Libra. So bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. Taurus energy, you could be dealing with a Taurus. You get a Taurus in your chart strongly, does not have to be the case. But yeah, I mean, even looking at this card where this King of Pentacles is trying to approach this woman here, she's hiding behind a pillar. Just the imagery alone is giving me this huge feeling of fear of commitment, fear of building on something here. Maybe in someone's life, there's been a lot of instability. There has been a lot of things that when they had high hopes for, it didn't work out. So they've kind of moved on with life and not being 100% secure in anything, always kind of second guessing, always doubting. But if this is your energy, Libra, you want that person who's going to devote themselves, who is going to want to build on this, to work on this, to grow at this, even when it gets rough, even when it gets bumpy, to care enough to want to fix it, to provide a solution. You could have met this person at work with the King of Pentacles. It could be a coworker, a manager, even a boss for some of you. But I also feel with this King of Pentacles in the background, maybe there's someone who had the idea of career first, wanting to accomplish certain things before they start thinking of love, before they ever started getting themselves committed to love. They had certain goals and desires here. And I think that that kind of stumped them when they met you, Libra, because it's introduced a new factor in their life of, hey, you know, there are feelings being developed here. This is, I don't know, I almost feel with this card, they almost viewed you in some way as being a distraction to their goals, to their achievements, or they're afraid love in general, whether it has to do with you or not, is a distraction to their own security. But this person doesn't like to be thrown out of balance. They don't like to be thrown curveballs. But you've been that curveball in their life, Libra, that they didn't see coming, that they didn't think would hit this hard the way you have. But with the King of Pentacles, there is someone here that wants to be serious, that wants to take this into a serious commitment, but the other person is just hiding from it, is afraid of it. You can totally see it within this imagery here, and that's what I'm picking up on this. And I think this is where it's kind of started to make someone emotionally detach, emotionally back off from, because it's been taking so long. Someone's still not understanding, someone's still not getting it. So let's dive right on in. How they feel about you, Eight of Cups, Pisces energy. They're fighting their own feelings for you. They're trying to walk away. They're trying to bury, ignore, deny. And it's just been something that has been growing more. They try to fight it. Again, we have to remember this. I'm terrified of this intense connection. Anything with it becomes emotional is something that they are afraid of, they run from, they don't want to confront, they don't want to admit in a lot of ways. So right now they feel like just starting to detach from it is going to help them refocus on other things, to take their mind off of you, to get these feelings away from you. But it's not working. It absolutely is not working. And I think they're fully starting to become aware that their strategy in that has been actually leading to more inner turmoil within themselves about you, Libra. Now, if this is how they feel that you are in this, yeah, I do feel there's a part of you that's kind of having the last straw as far as keeping your hopes up, waiting. They don't give you much to wait on. They don't give you a sign that things are going to get better, things are going to improve. So out of your own defense, Libra, you've been starting to emotionally disconnect from this, to not be emotionally involved in this. And they've picked up on that energetically for sure. And that they're afraid almost that you don't feel the same way anymore. Whether that's true or not. Whether that's just the face you're trying to put up there just so they can realize what they're doing right now isn't working. But if you see in the imagery of this card too, it's like someone's just wanting them to stay, hear me out. But the other person is starting not to believe in it. What they think about you is Ace of Swords in reverse. This is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Some of you could possibly be dealing with another air sign perhaps, but this is spirit telling you, Libra, yeah, they're just not getting it. They're not in a clear mental space right now. I think their emotions have been throwing their usual calm, pragmatic, logical side out of balance. And they're not making the right choice with choosing fear over love within this connection here. And only reacting out of not being comfortable with uncomfortable situations for them. But the pressure, the intensity is on right now for them to decide something differently, to choose something differently. I feel that's the part of the journey you guys are on in this, is to see if they'll respond differently than what they've been doing before. And with this about the Ace of Swords and their mental thinking, they're not even sure of their own reasons why they run away. They're not even sure or aware of why they tend to sabotage connections when it starts to get real and it starts to get deep. And that's what I think Spirit is trying to get them to focus on, trying to get them to understand, trying to get them to reflect on here. But I think you do need to know that what they're not telling you is that they're afraid of getting attached emotionally. They're afraid that if a situation comes where you guys would be in an exclusive relationship, that they'd be losing an independence within themselves, which I don't think you would be looking to do, Libra. Sure, there has to be compromises and partnerships, but you're not looking to control anyone. You're not looking to make them be anyone that who they're not. That's not your strategy in this, but they're afraid of that, whether they've experienced that before in a past relationship, or even for some, I'm kind of getting like a very nosy, overprotective, dominant parent in their life that they always grew up with, that always told them what to do, always tried to control them. And our parents really are our first demonstrations of how we love and how we open and receive love. And that has been a huge block within them to kind of get over, as far as being in this with you is different than what they may have experienced with their own parents, or what they may have chosen to react out of loving situations, to deny it, to fight it, to reject it. But yeah, Spirit does definitely want to confirm for you, Libra, they're not seeing this very clearly. They're not understanding that this is something that is going to be proving so beneficial if they would just give this a chance. And they're not in the right mental state right now. For some, they're going through like anxiety, stress, whether it's part of this situation with you or it's something that they're inflicting on that doesn't have anything to do with you, but just because of this developing here, it's getting something serious. But with soulmate connections, I always say this on my channel, so some of you already know this, but for those of you that don't, soulmates are not always the person we're meant to fall in love with and have family with and get married to and live happily ever after. Sometimes a soulmate is someone in our life, romantic or platonic, that just awakens us to a higher sense of ourselves, a better understanding of ourselves that comes from our higher selves in general, that intuition within us, that source we all have, that we all share, that we're all connected to. And I do feel, Libra, that the purpose of you being in their life is to awaken to a new perspective and idea about love. They're still struggling with it right now, for sure. And I think this is the transition they're going through, maybe by facing with the fact that they may lose you, is something that is, Spirit is hoping will be the trigger to that awakening that has been a delay, for sure. And if this is simply like they're taking notice of you not texting back, you not calling back, you not replying for hours, days for message, this is something they kind of think, well, you're not open to communicate what's going on here. But Spirit is not trying to make it be a shift on you, Libra, to blame you, but for them to see what their actions have done to lead you to not be so open anymore, or starting to disconnect in some way. What they like the most about you is the Ace of Wands. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. You guys could have fire rising signs or fire Venus signs. But they find you to be incredibly attractive. Your energy is just vibrant. You have been a spark within their life that has been significant. You've been something new that makes them feel more passionate. So there's two sides to this, right, Libra? They understand that in this. For some of you guys, it's like Libra has brought this vitality, this vibrance, this fire, this passion in me. And on the other side of it, it scares them to think that they can't control those feelings, that they can't control their desire, their temptations, their lust for you. I mean, from the moment they saw you, they thought you were very attractive. And I think as they got to know you further, there was more to it that just ignited more of a hunger, more of a desire. I wonder if some of you guys recently stayed the night at their house, that after that night, they've been thinking a lot more about you. After that night where you guys had a very romantic night, where you guys connected mind, body, and soul, let's just say, because this is YouTube, I can't get deep into the sexual energies here, but it felt real, it felt intense. And that's the intensity that Spirit's trying to highlight and draw for them, that there's something more to this. Should they take the time to understand instead of fighting it? They do find you to be passionate. They do find you to be, I don't know why I heard spicy, but just a little bit feisty with your words, with your I don't know, you're a good flirt. You know how to flirt to get someone wanting you, to be curious about you. They're feeling all that right now, Libra. Especially the intensity coming through in this from your energy. But what they don't like about you, Five of Pentacles. And you know, when I picked up this card and started looking at it in the camera that I'm seeing right now, it's just all or nothing with you, they kind of feel. If you can't give me what I want, what I need, you can't have anything. And they don't like being dealt with those extreme resolutions or those extreme, what's the word? I don't know. You get what I'm saying. They don't like to be faced with making that choice that they have to do more, or else there's going to be silence from you. There's just going to be nothing that you will give anything more into this if they're not willing to prove it to you. They do feel right now a little bit rejected by you, a little bit cold, a little bit as if they were left out in the cold by you. And that's hurting them. But Libra, for those of you that have been waiting on this, dealing with this, been patient with this, I understand. And I think for a lot of you guys, you're just reacting this way to see what they'll do with it, or if this is what you have to do in order for them to get a better understanding of where you're coming from, or to see if they'll change the situation here. There's definitely a song that they've been playing that makes them think a lot about you. I don't know why I heard country, but it could be a country song. Maybe you introduced them to that song and that's why they play it. Whether it's country or not, it's something that they play in thinking about you and missing you. Or they can't hear that song without thinking of you now, moving forward. What they like the most about you and about this connection, is the King of Swords. Aquarius energy. So Libra, you don't BS, about your intentions, about what you want. You're very clear from the start. They find you to be very smart, very intelligent. You guys have great conversations, deep conversations, which has been something that has really stuck with them. The words you've said have really stuck with them. And I feel that it's through the conversations you've had. Yes, maybe you guys have been sexual with one another or maybe romantic with one another, but it's really certain topics you bring up that makes them really reflect on how they want to grow, on how they want to evolve in a lot of ways, subconsciously or consciously. From the get-go, Libra, you weren't someone that was going to be easily impressed, and they found that to be attractive. You were someone that understands your value, understands your worth, and what is willing to be anything that you would engage with further. The thing is that you're also analytical. You're also logical. You're also observant. But I think with the King of Swords in the upright, you don't use intellect to interfere with your feelings. And you take time to kind of understand your feelings around a situation, and you make sense out of them. And I think you're open and honest with that in a way that they're not. And it's really reflecting to them some of the inner wounds that could still be festering because of certain past experiences or fears around emotional availability, emotional vulnerability. And I also feel, just looking at this too, you see that like older woman looking in the window kind of in judgment over what's happening with these two people in the room. It's almost as if for some of you where that like overbearing parent or toxic parent or whatever you want to call it was something that resonated with you, you kind of were truthful with this person about their parent being too much in your guys' business or too much in their life in general. And you've kind of helped them gain more independence through family relationships specifically, but it could be anything. And I think that you've helped them be very clear in that as well, about certain relationships in their life that have been depleting them or who have been taking advantage of them or have been draining them in any way. You've been pointing those out, and you call those people out too in your own life, and they find that to be pretty impressive. But what they don't like about this connection here is the Ten of Pentacles. So like I said, for some of you guys, this is straight up your want of making this more serious, of making this more real, of more exclusive, to start building the Ten of Pentacles you want for yourself. You want the long-term relationship. You want the stability. You want a partnership where you guys are going to support each other, encourage each other, want to buy a home. Maybe marriage down the line has been something on your mind a lot lately, of finding someone you could settle down with. And others of you, if it's not so much that in your life, then with the Ten of Pentacles, they don't know if they can give you everything you deserve, everything you want. And that's something that has been stopping them as well, because they do hold you on some sort of pedestal, Libra, being someone that deserves the best care, the best of everything. But there's some sort of insecurity or doubt within themselves, thinking that they can't give it to you. There is a fear too. I wonder if someone's been through a divorce or a separation where money was involved, where if they do make good money, they really are afraid of someone using them for their finances. I don't think you've ever given them that reason to think it, but I think that's something always on the back of their mind, maybe because of someone toxic in their life telling them that, right? That's what I see for some of you. Highest hopes is the Page of Wands. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. That the spark will just continue, that you guys will both just still be into this. We'll just take it day by day, not have any plans, not putting pressure on anything to happen, but to just let it all unfold. To just be a little bit more easygoing with it. Maybe that's your hope, Libra, that they'll loosen up a bit, that they'll stop overthinking everything and just live within the moment with you. There could be someone who's much younger within this connection. And maybe someone's afraid of the judgment around that age difference. But who cares? This is your guys' life, your love, your connection. No one's opinions or expectations or judgments has to or should interfere with what's going on between the two of you. I'm just picking up on that energy for some of you guys, which has been a big problem within the connection. But with this Page of Fire, yeah, to keep the fire alive between the two of you, to just go with the intensity and to make this not such a fearful experience, but something that can be transmuted into a passionate, lively one that can just keep going. Because the fire's there, Libra, for sure. They're just afraid to act on it. Someone has really long hair who's been growing out their hair as well. And it looks really good. And someone loves the other person's hair. Stroking it. Pulling on it, I don't know. But the deepest fear is judgment. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. What's done is done. You've made up your mind. If they don't do anything by the end of the month, to show you that things are improving, to show that there's going to be a plan, to show that things are progressing, you're going to put a final nail in the coffin once and for all. And that once you make up your mind, there's no changing it. They can see that with the King of Swords. And that's something they're really afraid of. And for others of you, it's like, if I were to just run away from this, if I were to just fight this, would I be fighting what I was meant to have with someone? The soulmate energy that I've been pushing out of my life, would that have been the person I could see a future with, I was meant to have a future with? But making the choices I did out of my own free will, I just pushed this away. I sabotaged the contract that was meant to be fulfilled by us, and instead of listening to my higher self, listening to the messages from Spirit, trying to guide me to Libra, I just ruined everything. And this can't be fixed. This can't be replaced. This can't be mended. That's what someone's fear here is in this. All right, Libra, to see the likely outcome of the situation, what they're likely to do in the upcoming days and weeks, are they going to fight for this, fix this? Are they going to dive in even when they're scared? Are they going to let it just all go and sabotage it? We're going to go ahead and take it to Vimeo for the extended reading. But before we go, I will pull one more card, Libra, from this deck here. And I'm going to ask Spirit if there's anything else before we go that you need to be aware of about this person, anything that you need to know about this connection so it could bring you a better understanding of the complexity that's clearly going on within this. Water. Yeah, I do feel there's a lack of water. The only water cup that's here is the Eight of Cups, which is about moving away or disconnecting or having to go about it on someone's own to figure it all out. There just needs to be more love in this situation, more trust in this situation, even when it gets scary. If we're on the same page, if we both have feelings for each other, that's what matters. That we'll work through it if we trust one another, build one another. But what it says is, work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. Yeah, so there's a lot that needs to be healed within this connection. There's a lot that needs to be purified, shedded. If there are toxic energies that are influencing this connection here, or even anything that's within someone that's sabotaging this, it really needs to be identified, addressed. There has to be communication that's open, that's flowing, even when it gets scary. So you guys can start healing one another and moving forward in this instead of just still stuck in the mud in all of it. Maybe this will be the time for healing in November. But we'll go ahead and see what the likely outcome of the situation is. If you'd like to join me for the extended reading where I'm going to overturn this card and see what they're going to do in the next days, months, weeks of this all, we're going to go ahead and take this to Vimeo. I'm going to overturn this card here. I'm going to pull some oracle cards as well to dive deeper into this. If you'd like to join me for the extended reading, open up the description box and you'll find the link to Vimeo, which will take you to the extended reading. But if this is where you depart, Libra, I really hope that this reading resonated with you. I hope it gave you better understanding of what's going on within this connection, this situation. And if it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Libra, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Libra.